Hi! All you cool cats and kittens. It's me doing my thing, video blogging from behind the wheel. But this time, now my phone's got this cool dual recording thing where, like, you can see me in the corner talking about whatever. At the same time, you can see what's happening in front of me. So then when I'm like fucking freaking out because some asshole in front of me can't drive for shit, like, you can see it. You can watch with me. Like, it is live. We're just now pulling into the downtown 285 and 75 connector. It's just your random almost rush hour, post rush hour thing. I don't know, so yeah, rush hour is usually like 5 to 6, right? In most states, cities around the world. Not here. Rush hour in Atlanta is like 4 to 8. So we are hip deep in rush hour right now. And yeah, so well, I'll just go ahead and I'm gonna do my thing, and you can just either listen to or watch me talk, or you can look at what I'm looking at while I talk. It'll be fun either way. It's like this. It's like a podcast, but you have options. Or I don't know, is it a podcast, vlog, a video blog? It's like a video blog, but you have options. There you go. Anyways, yeah, go around me. Okay, cool. Thank you, buddy. Woo! Are you gonna smash me? No. Look at that, dude. See, that's what I'm talking about. Look at Atlanta. I actually almost got wiped out like 10 minutes ago, and I should have had this running. Because some dude like actually zipped up on my ass and then like swerved at the last second. And then a bunch of other dudes did it. It was like they were obviously street racers, but they were all driving like mid-level sedans, so I don't know what the point was. Anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So let's talk about today. Today's been great. I did another day of tech scouting for this new feature length I'm working on. And it's all fine and well. It takes place in a family home. And it's kind of like I got to do production design for it, which is my thing. And I basically build the world that the actors and crew kind of do their thing in. Like the director's got his story, and I build the stage in which the story is told. And I love my job because it's fun, and it relies on all the stuff that I have learned to do over the years as a set builder and designer and decorator and dresser and all that stuff. And bonus points if you know what the difference is between set decorating and set dressing. If you know what it is, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me see here. So yeah, I did that, and it's like, you know, we're working on this world building thing, and it's all pretty cool. It's all self-contained, so, you know, once the show's over, the story's over, we move on. But yeah, so we did some more tech scouting today, and that's where I go ahead and we meet up with the director and DP and what other principals. Like we had a producer with us today, Lewis, by the way, he's a cool dude. And we just kind of went to each location, and we talked about what was going to happen there, and we blocked stuff out, figure out camera movement. And now that I know where the camera is going to be pointing at all times, I know what I have to make sure is laying in front of the camera. Good news is the majority of the locations we saw today didn't really need much anything. Like, it was kind of cool because we went to this one business, and you know, it was like, it's supposed to be a bank financial place, and it was a realty office, high-end realty office, by the way. Like, we're talking like elevator up to the top floor sort of place, and it was like, well, I mean, everything's done in these freaking boring corporate shades of beige with black and brown accents. And I'm like, you know what, that's okay, cool. So this is a business or financial thing. This works for me. I don't have to really do much of anything. There were big signs on some of the walls, and I was like, well, we can spend an X amount of money to temporarily paint over them, or try to find cleared artwork. Cleared meaning it's safe to use without violating anyone's copyrights. because, you know, that's a thing. Lawyers got to get their piece. And it's like, well, do we have a, you know, 5 foot by 3 foot cleared piece of artwork we can hang up on here? No? Well, we're going to have to rent one for quite a bit. No, you don't want to rent one. Here's how we save money. How about we don't let anyone see it? So we just kind of move the camera, you know, down the hallway, another 2 feet, 3 feet, and bam, problem solved. You know, that's why you got a production designer coming along on the Tech Scouts. So that way you can be like, hey, here's what could be an issue, and here's how we resolve it. So a little bit of set deck for some of the stuff we did, like the hallway's fine. There's a lot of walk and talk because of the nature of the film. So I just got to make sure like the hallways look normal and all that shit. Everything will look normal to be fine. Conference center is, well, I mean, it's a conference center. Who cares about that? We still got to do the main financial dude's office, but I feel like in a post-COVID world, like, important conferences are now Zoom calls, so I think that's going to save us money on set deck. And then we did a set deck about something involving some hermit out in the woods. I'll explain the story later after the show's out. And that was pretty easy because, I mean, how do you set deck a chicken coop to look like a chicken coop? You put chickens on it, and guess what? My work here is done. And then we had to do the family home, which I loved because, I mean, it was a beautiful home. The people who lived there had a great sense of aesthetics, so set decking. There was a bunch of stuff already there, and they really dig cool neutral colors. So my work there was really done. Everything was neutral and kind of blended. And a good production designer does his job in such a way that nothing really stands out, which is good because that means if the background is kind of like one big blur, then everyone focuses on the actors. And, you know, if nothing stands out in the background, my job is done. As a production designer, no one knows what I do unless I don't do it. Then you realize, oh, kind of like music scoring in a way. Like you know, so it's the difference between writing a film score and creating a film soundtrack. You know, if there's a soundtrack, you recognize the songs, you recognize the needle drops, you recognize all that stuff. But if you do a musical score, if it's done right, you don't really notice it. If it's done wrong or it's not there at all, you definitely notice it's not there. So scenic arts is kind of the same way. It's if you do it right, you don't notice it. If you do it wrong or you don't do it at all, you definitely notice something's missing. So everything was great, like nice kind of even colors, nothing stood out, nothing was really weird or crazy. I got thematic choices I got to make to kind of reinforce the story and reinforce the characters and make it believable, but that this is this family's home and this is what it's like and blah blah blah. So I'm gonna play off all the cold gray tones. There's also a bunch of whites and stuff like that, so I'm gonna throw down some citrus colors to kind of make things pop a little bit, but consistently, like just orange couch cushion, shit like that. I'm also gonna try to get a bunch of potted plants so that I get a bunch of green, because I want this to look like a family that is surrounded by plants. Because like a bunch of plants in a living room kind of gives off that like healthy, fertile, like sanctuary vibe, and I want to get that because there are things that happen in the story that are very unsanctuary. I want to make sure the dichotomy of that is like way apparent. And once again, I'm going to try to reinforce the story without being seen. You know, I don't know, I guess it's like throwing subtitles down. So the good news is, like, the house is all in grayscales and kind of neutral. Everything's fine on that. Bad news is this family loves photographs. And the choice is like, well, I guess I could take all these photographs off of the wall. But you know what that means? There's empty walls. And blank empty walls make DPs and directors nervous, because if there's nothing back there, it kind of looks weird. So I got my list here. I got like 45, 48 pictures I got to print out. The majority of them, 80% of them are 4x6, which isn't so bad. bunch of them are 6x4, which also isn't that bad. But then I got some 8x10s or whatever I got to do, and it's like, so I'm gonna try something different, which I think might work, and hopefully it doesn't bite me in the ass. But instead of taking all the frames off the walls and popping them open and putting the new photos in and putting the old photos in somewhere safe where we can find them again, I'm just gonna take the photos that I'm printing out, crap on the road, and I'm gonna go ahead and just like use a glue stick and stick these pictures to the outside of the glass on the frames, and hopefully it works. It should work. If there are no situations where there are incredibly close-up shots of the walls or the photos, this will look good. We're gonna see a lot of pictures. Matter of fact, the art department, it was me and our props girl, Edie, and well, we're gonna get a third person because there's a lot of setup. Teardown's not gonna be that hard, honestly. Like, how hard is it to tear down? How hard is it to peel, you know, pictures off of glass when it's just like little glue sticks? It's not that hard. So, you know, we just got to rearrange and fluff stuff and do whatever. So, like I said, good and bad. The good news is everything's nice and neutral, neat, and already mostly decorated. Bad news is I gotta get a bunch of photos together, print them out, make sure they're all copyright clear, and then print them and then put them up there. And that's gonna take me like, we're thinking a 1 hour preliminary, but honestly I think I should be there 2 hours ahead of time, which I don't want to do because I love my bed, but I love money, so you figure that one out. So that was it. That's a day in the life of a production designer right there. I'm actually not done yet. I know I put in a good like 10 hours today, but I'm gonna go ahead and go home and spend another 3 or 4 hours turning my notes into spreadsheets and adding dollar signs to these spreadsheets, and then try to figure out what the budget is so I can get budget approval so I can go out and buy all this stuff. Good news is a lot of it's like regular down-to-earth shit, so nothing too crazy and weird. And you know, every time I see an opportunity where I could save time and money, I usually point that out. But the producer loves it, and I try to like frame it in a way the director loves it too, because I'll be like, you know what would look really good here? Less photos. Wait, no, I'm kidding. But you know, shit like that. Anyways, so that's my day, and that was what it's like as a production designer. But multi-windows. What do you mean it's closed? What? Oh, my camera got too hot. Like, I had to shut the GPS off. Joke's on you, motherfucker. I'm almost home. I know how to get there from here. And I got it's 13 minutes. I try to wrap these up in 15 minutes. So let me take the last 2 minutes to talk about the awesome other shit going on in my life right now. I am pleasantly pleased at the fact that as I am in pre-production for a feature-length film, the last feature-length film I worked on is now available for streaming. So, I know I mentioned this briefly yesterday, the horror movie Bad Candy is out. I spent a lot of time and energy working on it, and I loved every minute of it, and I was lucky to be a part of it. And, who's texting me? Don't text me, I'm talking. So, yeah, like, I'm in pre-production for a full length, while another full length I worked on is out, and it's like the cycle of life continues. Like, here's where you put in the Lion King soundtrack, or what have you. Not the part where you're like eating a baby lion off a cliff, like the circle of life. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, like, holy shit, dude. One movie in, one movie out. Like, we're right at the opposite ends of the spectrum at the same exact time, and I cannot feel more fulfilled. Is that the term? Like, life is great. I got this fucking this killer movie came out that's fucking like everyone's raving about. Like, you know, Scott and Des fucking nailed it. Like, we're talking like a classic horror movie shit right there. Like, they are now like soon you know how you like hear people's names, like, you know, Jordan Peele or who's the other guy, Johnny Wan or something, like, or like, we're talking like even fucking Sam Raimi level fucking cult icon shit. Like, I expect Scott and Des to have their names mentioned in those reverent tones that you give to other world famous directors, you know, like Kubrick and Scorsese. And Scorsese makes the best fucking movies. By the way, 5 street cred points if you get what song that was from. Anyways, yeah, so holy shit, a lot of great things are fucking happening, and I'm really excited about it. And, you know, you're only as good as the last thing you did, so you got to keep moving forward. Just like yesterday, I said, be the shark. There you go. I'm your fucking life coach for today. I just saved you a bunch of money signing up for seminars and positivity training. I got you here. You're the shark. Keep moving, keep swimming forward, keep biting clownfish. Dad joke here. That's it. I'm almost off the highway, and that means I gotta really pay attention to shit. Not that I pay attention to shit anyway, or whatever. Bob's your uncle. Yeah. There you go. I'm out of here. Love you all. Thanks for tuning in. If you got any questions or comments, leave them down below. And yeah, like they say out in Hollywood, or Hollywood? Like they say out of Broadway, if you want to talk to us after the show, we'd honestly be surprised. So, thanks for tuning in. Love you all. Goodbye, Internet. Bye. What is that? Oh, it's the asshole in front of me. Okay, bye.